We'll start with a simple game, just a couple of minutes. What we'll do is, you will see some sentences on the screen. If you agree with the statement, shout yes. If you don't agree, or if you are neutral about it, don't say anything, okay? Either you have a positive opinion or you don't have any opinion or negative opinion about it. So if you agree, just shout yes. Clear? No. Okay, thank you so much, because finding SD1, right? This is SD1 itself was tiring. A lot of tours and detours, and finally we came here. And they say the most important thing in life is showing up. So thanks for showing up, and thanks for showing up at SD1. We'll make it worthwhile. Yes. What? I was CSK Chennai guy. I thought RCB will bring the roof down. Even here, RCB is not dominating. Come on, one more time. Yes. Okay, let's hope something happens this year for RCB. Thank you for that. Yes. Awesome. I think I am talking to the right audience, developer programmers. Thank you. I think 90%. Thank you. How many yeses? How many yes? Anybody who has used a Zoho app? Okay, just a couple of folks. Okay, awesome. So Zoho, in the morning session, I think in the keynote, speaker after speaker said, my CMO inserted this slide, my CMO inserted this slide. I will not do that because I am the CMO. So I will talk about Zoho for a minute. So we are a cloud software company, SaaS organization, 50 plus apps, 1 billion plus in terms of revenue, completely bootstrapped and profitable. But more importantly, an organization that puts people first ahead of numbers and process and everything. That is in one line what defines Zoho. And there are multiple apps. So I was trying to get a pulse of have anyone used, like CRM is one of our flagship products. Zoho Books is a well-known product. So just wanted to understand who has used what. Because typically in conferences, when I speak, people will say, I know CRM, I know books, but I don't know what Creator is. I'll feel a little inferior because I belong to that product. Now I'm happy because none of the products are popular, so I'm not disadvantaged. I'll talk about a product, but before that, want to continue the game? Stop the game? Yes, no? Yeah, okay, it is getting boring. We'll stop the game. I'm going to talk about the overall ecosystem, this digital transformation as a gyan, how much of noise that is happening out there, and what is low code, what is the link between low code and digital transformation, and what does it mean to me as a developer, as a programmer. So I am a developer as well. I used to work in COBOL mainframes earlier, moved on to .NET, and then found the middle ground in developer marketing initiatives. So that's where I am now. So I'll also put that perspective of what does it mean to me as a developer. Just a show of hands on how many of you have heard or know about low code. I've heard this term. Okay, half the audience. So we'll get started with this. First, digital transformation. So I come from a place called Trichy. Last year when I went to purchase Diwali firecrackers, this is what I saw. They thought this is the surest way to burn cash, maybe crypto, Bitcoin. So, but this made me think, oh, look at the level of the awareness and adoption, or at least the awareness of B2C technologies, right? Even like a couple of days back, my father became very active in my apartment WhatsApp group. He was saying, cut the mango tree, give the mangoes and all that. I'm like, Dad, you don't even message me. And he was like, I figured how to use this. I joined this apartment group, and then he's very active there. So B2C applications to a certain extent, consumer-facing applications are becoming very, very predominant nowadays, used commonly by multiple folks. But when it comes to B2B technology or organizational enterprise software, still 70% of digital transformation projects fail is what a McKinsey survey from 2021 says. And it is not surprising. Like it's not even like, we are not shocked to see this, right? We know of multiple initiatives that we have seen in our organizations, in our network, where the project kicks off, some transformation happens, but the ultimate objective is not achieved. So why is this gap happening? In my perspective, I've just put 4 points that I have learned over the last 3-4 years in my interactions with CEOs and IT organizations on what is the difference, what is the reason for this gap. First and major reason is the overload on IT teams. What we mean by that is, this is like the Indian cricket team with Sachin Tendulkar, right? If he gets out, the TVs go off. Like that, For digital transformation initiatives, everybody comes up with ideas. A marketing head, a legal head, a HR person, everybody comes up with ideas saying, hey, we need to do this, I need online access of data, I need real-time information and all that. But the final conversion of idea into action rests on the shoulders of a small team, which is typically the IT team. So IT team runs around for bandwidth, some projects take off, some projects do not take off, and mostly that is the primary reason for the failure of digital transformation projects. Second is legacy systems. I like if I say, if I give you a glass of water and ask you to hold it for a minute, how many of you will be able to do it? Just a glass of water for 1 minute? Show of hands. Keep your hands up if you can hold it for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 day. You know, that is just a simple glass of water. It is not heavy. But in your heart, you know that at some point it will become a pain. I am putting up with it. I am living with it for now. But at some point it will become a pain. So I will not even dare to do this task of holding it for 1 day. Legacy systems give the same pain. You know that it is a constraint for you. You know that you are stuck in a solution that is not helping your organization. But we are still willing to put up with it because of the fear of, hey, how do I train my people with the new technology? Or what do I do about user education? Or how do I communicate this to my customers or partners and other things, right? We decide that I will continue to hold on to the glass of water until my hand breaks. I will still try to stick to the legacy system because I have invested money in it. That is surprisingly one of the major reasons that organizations are not willing to try new avenues like, let's say, low code or for that matter multiple other new channels. This is my favorite example or use case, the need for integration. Our software solutions have become so sophisticated, multiple vendors, right? There are so many amazing vendors out there who provide such amazing solutions, but are these systems tightly integrated? One classic use case, I used to use an ERP in my previous organization where the work planning module and the leave planning module does not talk to each other. It's a very simple use case, right? Let's say I'm a manager that leads a 5-people team. And if one person in my team applies for a leave and I've approved it, you assume that the system will automatically assume, okay, plan work for only 4 people for this day. It may not be applicable in a knowledge worker case, but let's say a warehouse, right? You clearly know that 5-people system, 1 person is on leave, plan work only for 4 people for today is very, very counterintuitive. But systems don't do that. You will have a manager approve the leave in the leave system, and then you will have to go to a work system and say this person is on leave, so plan work only for 4 people. You know, systems don't integrate with each other, creating siloed systems, and finally the ultimate objective of digital transformation doesn't happen. Last and the most important reason is adoption. I personally believe whenever technology meets people, in any technology for that matter, whenever technology meets people, people can either enhance the experience of the technology or they can bring down the experience of the technology. Take Uber for example. I'm taking Uber because there's something that all of us are aware of. How an Uber app functions is more or less same across different countries in terms of the features, capabilities and things like that, the basic fundamental items. But in some regions you feel like, oh, booking Uber is such a pain, the driver will cancel, he will say I will not accept online payment. Even drivers have some such constraints. They will say the passenger will play music, they will smoke in the car, you know, things like that. Technology is the same. Based on the people who use the technology, the experience is either enhanced or it is worsened. The same thing happens in the B2B space as well, right? Adoption becomes a challenge. The technology is still the same, but based on how much confidence, how much people angle, how much culture angle we take into consideration while planning digital transformation projects, define whether a project is going to be successful or not. Is it going to be adopted by the organization, or is it going to be just one intelligence project that was done by someone which didn't impact the business at all? So these are typical challenges that result. I would attribute these reasons to that 70% failure that we saw earlier. Now, keep this aside for a minute and come to the second concept called low code. What is this low code? As like 60-70% of you know already, it's a visual development model where you abstract the different aspects of application building. I have a 9-year-old son, so he asked me, like he came to me, I'm from Chennai, I came to Bangalore with him. So he was trying to ask me why are we coming to Bangalore and all that, and I am for personal reasons. But I also said, I'm also in this conference, I'm going to talk. So he asked, what is this low code? What are you going to talk about? This is what I explained to him. He understands flowchart. So I told him, you have a flowchart, right? You have a flowchart that says step A, decision box, A, B, yes, no, next step, final, end. You have a flowchart that says this is the process. Assume you create a flowchart and the backend code gets auto-generated. That is low code for you. I'm putting it in the simplest, crudest of form for anyone who has not been exposed to low code, but that is what low code does to you. In terms of different aspects of application building, your focus will remain on the core business logic, but through drag and drop interface, you will create different forms, workflows, reports, dashboards, integrations, and everything under the sun, making it easy for anybody to build applications. Does this mean this is not relevant for developers because I already know how to build applications, right? That's not the case either. Low code is applicable for everyone, irrespective of the technical expertise. So for a business user, for a business developer, if I am a marketing manager, for me to build a budget tracking app, I can build 90% of it without any lines of code, but I will go back to my IT team that centrally administers the platform in my organization to ensure the right amount of compliance, user experience and other things, and if required some lines of code and complete the application. So it nicely brings the IT and business teams together as well. Now, what are the benefits of such approach? First, and most low-code platforms harp on this, is the faster development of solution. It typically, definitely 10 times faster. Like if you have any use case, for example, if I have to build an app for this meeting now, saying, okay, we are going to have X people coming in, everybody who comes in does a check-in, there is a QR code register and all that. All of this can be done without a single line of code in less than half an hour. That's the speed at which applications can be built on low code. Primarily because the platform makes you focus only on the business logic, and other things like deployment, security, and all those are taken care of by the platform. But that is straightforward. It improves the overall employee and customer experience because the solutions help employees. Like if I am stuck, like I touched upon earlier, I don't have to depend on my IT team for the complete development. I do certain part of the development and then I go to my IT team and get things finished with them. So that's where it helps. This is my personal favorite in terms of the benefits of low code. Again, we'll play a small game. Can I request all of you to close your eyes for just 10 seconds? Please close your eyes. Anybody who thinks I am unique, I am special, raise your hands. There is something unique in me. I am not like everybody else. Raise your hands. Keep your hands raised. Can I request everybody to open your eyes? So you can see at least 80% of the audience thinks I am special, I am unique. I believe your organizations are also unique, not just you. In the sense that there are hundreds and thousands of organizations that are trying to compete in a market and win in a market. Some succeed and some don't. The reasons could be multiple. It could be people, it could be process, it could be pricing. There could be multiple reasons why a certain organization succeeds and a certain organizations don't succeed. But does your software respect that uniqueness? We believe software is a personal matter. Is your software built for your processes, your people, your functioning, your style and your needs? Or are you using a software that is tailored, that is made in a rigid way and you are force fitting your adoption to that software, right? That is the primary benefit of low-code platforms. Where it helps is, let's say I am a marketer and I am building a solution through a low-code platform. It is tailor-made for my requirement. In my organization, the way the budgeting happens, the approval happens, I am designing the whole application based on my needs, and that is the beauty of low-code platforms. And finally, it facilitates IT and business collaboration. I think earlier, like 4 or 5 years back, before low-code became popular, it was primarily seen as a platform to build toy applications by non-developers. I mean, I'll be honest with that. That's where it started. But over the last 4 or 5 years, definitely now, at least 90% of the conversations that I have, so in terms of sales processes, sales closures, etc., I'm also a part of the discussion table. So I realize that the team that is sitting on the other side from the customer, 90% is from the IT teams. So IT teams want to empower their employees, predominantly developers and also other business users, purchase these platforms for their whole organization, bring everybody under one umbrella, and let's say there are specific use cases for which we already have applications, we'll continue to do that, but we'll purchase this platform for empowering our users to build those applications that they need, integrate it with our existing solution and make it like the backbone for the organization. At least 30 to 40% of the organizations have already adopting it in this way. The remaining 70 are taking it for point use cases. Okay, I need a visitor management app, I need a vendor management app, and I build an application on top of it. But I'll give you this interesting stat as well. The upgrade revenues of the product that I represent, Zoho Creator, which is a low-code platform, is more than thrice the new revenue. It's an indication that people start with the platform to see what can you do with it. Then they become comfortable and they increase the usage, they purchase more licenses or more capabilities to get more people on board. So that is the beauty of low-code platforms. Now, how is Zoho playing this game, or what is Zoho doing here? I'll again, these are the standard slide points for Zoho, right? Like if I have to repeat it, we are 25 plus years, 50 plus apps. We run our own data center, 14 data centers across the globe, 11,000 employees. We are a bootstrapped 80 million plus user organization, which is a standard marketing gyan. But it becomes very, very relevant for a developer audience, because all of this intelligence that we have built running an application development company, or I would use application building factory, which builds 55 plus apps that are used by 80 million users, that intelligence is now being provided as an application building platform to all our users. So, for example, we are privacy focused. I think none of our, we don't even do something called a remarketing. We will not see us following you everywhere online. Privacy is something that we will put first ahead of everything else in terms of the way we operate. What that means is you can trust a platform like this to play around with any application that you want to build. Or for example, data centers, right? We know how to run data centers because we run our own data centers. Our solutions, 95% of all the Zoho apps, the end customer apps as well, the 80 million plus users, are run on the data centers that are built by Zoho's engineers, Zoho's team. So it's not hosted on any other third-party platform. What that means is we have the intelligence of anything that you as a developer wants to build. There could be different things that you would need, right? And we are ensuring that anything that can impact your, let's say, your uptime or latency and other things, we have the intelligence to ensure that we take complete responsibility and control of it, instead of telling you that, hey, my platform is working, there is an issue with that cloud provider. That is an answer that we will never give. So the whole Zoho scheme of working becomes more and more relevant for a developer to use a platform, a low-code platform like Zoho Creator. That's my humble submission. What is our vision? Zoho as a larger organization, but what is our vision in terms of Zoho Creator is to empower everyone to easily build powerful solutions. There are three important keywords here. First is everyone. Like I touched upon earlier, it could be IT users, non-IT users, developers, it can be anyone. Second keyword is ease. We want to ensure the whole process of adopting the platform is easier. Let's say in terms of how you start, how you purchase the platform, or even how you exit this platform. If you're not happy with it, how you exit. We don't want to nickel and dime our customers. So that process of ease of use, learning the product, that is something that we focus on. And finally, powerful. That is something that we have realized over the last, like I said, 4 or 5 years, where low-code platforms are not being used to build simple toy applications. They are used to build now mission-critical core ERP apps as well. Like for example, if you search for Zoho ERP, Zoho Creator platform is what will come on top. So that is the use case that users are putting our platform for. So we want to provide all these. And what is different in Zoho? Like what is different in our approach is, there are platforms that make it easy, but they will not be powerful. As in, it will be very easy for you to build applications, but the level of capabilities stop at a certain extent. You won't be able to build powerful applications. Or there could be applications that help you build powerful solutions, but they are not meant for everyone. It is either meant for only a hardcore technical developer or a certain persona. What we are trying to achieve, we have not achieved that yet, but that's our vision and that's the path that we are going towards and we will continue to go towards, is to bring all these three aspects together. Empower everyone, make it easy, but at the same time, ensure that our users can build powerful solutions. For want of time, I'm not getting into the capabilities, but this is an overview of what is possible with a platform, and you can safely say certain things, or at least 60-70% of the things that are being seen here applies to almost all low-code platforms. The fundamental layer is the build layer, where there is a form to collect data, you trigger workflows on top of it to trigger actions, then you have pages or dashboards to provide that information to users. So all of this can be done on top of the low-code platforms, where different players bring unique benefits. Is like, for example, Zoho. Whatever you build on the web, becomes automatically available as a mobile app. You don't have to do anything extra to build a mobile app. You just have to coordinate with iOS App Store or Play Store and get your apps listed there. We provide you the SDK files. After code checking, you will be able to use the apps as a rebranded mobile app as well, which is the capability that Zoho provides. So like that, multiple users, multiple organizations provide different benefits. But at a nutshell, the core layer is what you can build. On top of it, what we are trying to do is to provide a comprehensive integration layer. So where you can integrate with 700 plus other applications, 50 Zoho applications and 650 non-Zoho applications, where the point of integration that we touched upon earlier, you build an application, it pushes and pulls information from different systems as possible, and finally analytics component as well. Now, from an adoption point of view, Zoho Creator is the third product that came from the Zoho ecosystem, 15 plus years, more than 6 million users were built, 7 million plus apps. Again, marketing fluff. But there are certain specific examples that I would like to leave you with in terms of what can you do? Like, what does it mean to me? What is possible with these platforms? I understand that I can build without or with minimal coding, I can build with drag and drop. But what can I actually do with these platforms? Or these are some use cases. This is the basic starting point. Anybody who wants to start with a low-code platform, like for example Creator, which we offer a 15-day free trial, the basic starting point is anywhere you are using an Excel sheet or a spreadsheet, or anywhere you see a paper-based process, the starting point is to convert that as an online application, which is typically how it will end up as. You collect some information. Let's say this is a construction management use case. You collect some information, run from some workflows on top of it, and so on. Second, can you make it visually more appealing? Let's say, for example, you have an inspection form, and on click of the particular body part of the car, you get the history of when was the last maintenance done, what is the next maintenance due, and you make it visually more appealing. You start with a simple data collection and get into better UX options. Then you make it integrated with other systems in your organization. So this is an example of integrating your CRM info to your mailbox. Let's say you're using a MailChimp, and every time there is a deal that gets logged into your CRM, it can be a Zoho CRM or a Salesforce CRM or any product for that matter, and you want to trigger an alert to yourself saying, hey, yesterday there was a deal that got closed for more than $5,000. This integration, without writing a single line of code, is possible with multiple different applications. Like I said, it could be a Salesforce getting integrated with a MailChimp through a Zoho Creator platform as well. So that is the next logical growth that we see in our users, where after they build a standalone application, they move on to how do I push and pull information from different systems, how can I make it an integrated application. Then specific use cases, like we have seen customers using our platform for complete ERP solution. This is one interesting use case that got wide adoption in the last few post-COVID years, where seat booking applications, right? I run a 100 employee organization, but I have a 30 people seater office that I have now. And I tell people that, hey, you can come to office 2 days a week. When you want to come, you decide and you book a seat and come. So a seat booking app built without coding on top of Zoho Creator, where employees can log into the app, decide which seat they want to take based on the availability and come to office. So this is a very, very niche use case. You may not be able to get a platform or a product for a specific use case like this for your organization, but that is possible on low-code platforms. Some use cases that we are proud of is for Chennai, there was a vaccination portal that was built on top of Zoho Creator, which helped 3 lakh people get vaccinated on top using this platform. So that was a use case from Creator, and multiple other use cases as well. Finally, so what does this mean to me? Irrespective of my persona, whether I'm a developer or a non-developer, low-code platforms are here to stay. In terms of how you utilize the platform could vary based on your need, your organization that you represent, but we are seeing increased adoption of low-code platforms in all spectrums, from mid-market enterprises to large enterprises as well. So based on your persona, you should be able to figure out that, hey, where am I fitting this in the whole puzzle? Am I going to be a user who will empower my users? Let's say I am an IT developer and I will use this platform to empower my marketing HR folks also to build, and I will be the final guardrail checker to stamp the application is good and then push it live. So that is a different skill set. That is more an administration governance sort of a skill set, understanding the benefits of the platform. Or it could be, as a developer, I will use the platform myself. I will build certain use cases on the traditional languages. I could use as weird as a mainframe also, but I will also have certain use cases that I will build on these low-code platforms that can be quickly churned out and given to my users as well. Or I can be a complete business user. I know nothing about technical aspects. How do I understand how these platforms work and figure out the core logic of how to build applications, and then go back to my IT team saying, hey, here is an 80% completed logic application. Can you help me finish this and can this be taken live? That way, anything that you have in your hand is not going to stuck in the overall IT pipeline, and you are also co-creating the solution along in line with your needs. So irrespective of your technical persona, my suggestion would be to see any platform that you want to choose. It need not be just Zoho Creator, but play around with one or two low-code platforms to understand how they work, what benefits it gives to you, and see where it can take you. And you can always reach out to us at booth number 1 for conversations. Thank you.